Good evening. So good to see you all on this Monday night. And March is quickly becoming, we've got like what, 1 week left? It's
Mhm.
like, where did this month go, right? Oh, it's been so fast. Um, and there's been a lot of things that have been going on. I'm just quickly going to pull up that chat there. And I know a lot of us are feeling this, so I decided, you know what, I would open with this and just acknowledge it a little bit because between all of us realizing that Sarah passed on Saturday, it's been a very heavy, sad situation. Um, and a lot of you knew her and loved her, and we've been able to share some amazing memories and just stories. And every time stories come up, we all laugh because what did she do? She made other people laugh. She loved other people well. She, wanted genuinely good things for people that she loved. And I want to remember her that way. I want to keep her in our team as someone that really blessed us. Melinda, I know that you were working with her closely for many years, and a lot of you did. And so today, when I posted what I did about her, I have gotten so many messages that she has met over the years in Plexus. And I have been so blessed by that because she left love wherever she went. And it doesn't mean that life is easy, but we still all were blessed by knowing her. And I know that Penny and Shelley have had death in your families too. And sometimes these seasons, they just come. And Penny said something to the effect of, what is happening this year? And I said, no, it's actually not this year. I think things like these happen every year. If I think back to the 11 years that I've been in Plexus, there's been something major every year. Every year, somewhere, something big happened and it shakes you, right? It rocks you to your core, and you're waking up in the morning, you're like, what am I even doing? I don't even know how to continue. How am I going to go help other people? Like, I don't even know how to talk to other people right now because I feel, right? Because grief or trauma or, shock, all those things, they sometimes take the wind out of our sails a bit. And it's hard to get back up on your feet. And Shelley, I was listening to your story and I, really feel that because it's hard to get back up, but we can. We can. And it's not just for us, it's for the other people as well, right? And so I just really want to encourage you to treasure those memories of your loved ones. And we have such an opportunity to be an impact here. And so if what happened to Sarah now was one of you, how many people would we have been able to impact? So that's what I was thinking today, right? Like, so many people messaged me and said, what? I did not know this. And then they proceeded to tell me a special memory. And I thought, yes, that's the aroma that she leaves behind. What would I leave behind? Am I going to choose to keep showing up for other people, to keep using this platform, this opportunity as an avenue to impact people with good, something that is going to better their lives, right? So I'm going to leave that there. And I know that you guys have your special stories too. And we're going to really, really treasure those. Today, um, there's certain teams in Plexus that are just exploding. And it's always it's always fun to watch, but I'm going to share a little bit of what one team is doing in Plexus today, simply because it's an example, excuse me, of what is possible, even if we ourselves do not believe that about ourselves. So Trisha Regar has been in Plexus for, I think she said, almost 9 years. And she and her husband are a Diamond Sapphire team. I believe Matt is Sapphire, right, Sheila? I think so. I think he went Sapphire last year. This is a couple that when she came to Plexus, she borrowed money to buy her first combo. And she was buying old furniture off of Marketplace and refinishing furniture that she could actually buy groceries for her family. I don't think I know another person on earth that was as efficient to make 10 cents stretch as what this lady was. And she has shared stories over the years of what she used to do to make ends meet and how they were able to feed their family. She was the queen of thrifting, and she was able to get good money out of what she had restored. But she worked so hard that there was no time for her family. And she came to Plexus and decided that this would be the avenue that they would take to relieve their family of the financial stress. And when I tell you this lady worked, wow, I have been in such admiration. Anyhow, she was pregnant with her, I think they have 6 kids, right? She was pregnant with her second last baby, and this lady gets severe morning sickness, like atrocious morning sickness, and she did not give up. She kept working. She said, the other people don't have morning sickness, I do. And they still needed Plexus. And she grew a lot. And so her sister, Hannah, has been sitting with her on the sidelines. And like she said, always clapping, always cheering her on, happy for what they were doing. But no, she really wasn't ready. Here's the thing. She went and gifted her sister a triplex last year. There must be a story behind that, right? That her sister never started the products before. They must have had a conversation about that. And her sister started the products. And then she came back and said, I want these paid for. And then Trisha said to Hannah, good, let's go silver. And that something clicked in her. Well, March 14th, Hannah went senior ruby. Today, she went emerald. On top of that, her husband's account, they have grown to almost emerald as well in under a year. So you can imagine the momentum. She has over 30 rank ups on her team alone, which means her primary goal is to teach other people how to make money. So she has already developed a senior ruby and down. And so the point that I'm sharing about this story is the absolute possibility of anyone doing this. She had under 200 followers on Instagram when she started. Under 200 followers. And I love some of the points that Trisha has been sharing throughout the month. She shared on March 22nd that she wanted to give an update, and Hannah's team had added 900 new points in 21 days. So I want you to hear that this is not just Hannah doing it, but it's the people that she's bringing in that want to do what she's doing. And momentum begets momentum. When an item in action keeps moving, it's hard to stop it. Momentum rolls big time. So I just wanted to share that story. If you want to go read her post and just see what they're doing because it's so inspiring and just grab onto that belief, it's really, really solid. Really, really solid. Okay. Shelly just messaged before we started, and you talked about having something about the power of +1. Oh, fun. You have the book.
Yeah, it's funny because when I started this book, I was thinking only business in the beginning, and I'll be honest, I didn't actually, it was recommended, and then Ed Milet, for fun fact, is speaking at convention this year. And so when I read The Power of One More in my brain, I was like, oh, helping one more person, like just the power of helping. And I just totally made that up. I didn't read the back cover. I just made up what it was about. So when I started reading it, me and Fred were laying in bed one night and I said, oh, I think this is about helping people. I'm going to read you the first chapter. And I just decided I was going to read it to him. And it was not what I expected. And it's an easy read and I highly suggest it. The concept is most people are aiming for an average life. like just mediocre, not much. And if you consistently did one more anything, it'd be helpful. Now, two things I thought of. So one, again, when I started this, I was just thinking business. But I was thinking of when I was helping some gals kind of get into health. And at the time I was planking for 6 minutes and they're like, I could never do that. I'm like, I didn't start with 6 minutes. I started with 10 seconds. The first time I did a proper plank, I was like, oh my gosh, that must have been forever. And it was literally 11.34 seconds. I'm like, oh my gosh. But every day I did that. And if you did that every day and added even 1 second more every day, in not long, I think it was 6 months, and I was doing the maximum planking they recommend, which is 3 sets of 2 minutes. So a total of six. That's kind of the max they'd recommend. And it was one tiny thing at a time. And so the chapters, he goes through like the power of one more prayer, the power of one more person, the power of one more inconvenience, the power like is one more everything in your life, the power of one more dream. And with everything that's happened since I bought it and started reading it to now, it has drastically like shifted its significance. At first I was just thinking, what if I was like, I'm going to have 2 quality conversations a day or message 10 people a day? What if I just did 11? What if I consistently did that and then like a little bit more? But as you get deeper into the book and he's talking about the emotions you have and the dreams that you have and what you do. And like today, what Marge was referring to in my stories, I was just like, I decided that today was the day I was moving on with life because everything with my brother wasn't married. So we had to do all that. So everything was account was buttoned up. We had all his appointments Friday. We signed off all the papers Saturday. We cleaned out his apartment. And then I was going to give myself Sunday to grieve. And Monday, today, I was going to move on. Like I was just decided I would not feel sad anymore. And then I'm like, I can't do anything. But I thought of this. I'm like, what if I did one more thing? What's my bare minimum? And I'm going to do one more thing on top of that. I'm just going to do one more workout. I'm going to walk for one more mile. I'm going to, do one more load of laundry or even fold one more tiny pairs of socks. If you have little people, those are the worst. Like just one more thing. And if you tell yourself you're going to do one more, what happens is often you get into the rut and you do more than you think. But also, even if you only do that, you're doing one more thing than you were yesterday. And if you keep building on that, like that's how you get places in life, right? So whether you're talking about drinking water, one more sip of water, or getting your supplements in, or doing your business or organizing your house, what if you just did one more drawer a day? Like, some people get overwhelmed with their house. We'll just do one more thing. So I'd highly recommend the book. But if you don't get the book, tomorrow when you're going about your day and you feel like you're done, try one more thing, one more smile, talk to one more stranger, send one more happy message, think of one more person, say one more prayer for all the ladies here going through whatever, just like one more thing. And that's how you go from mediocre and average to a life of greatness.
And it makes so much sense. I don't know what you guys do, but this has been a large part of how I get myself to do more is exactly that mindset. I will set in my brain how far I have to go. This is where I need to be, and then I'll do a little bit more. Always mentally challenge myself. I cannot sit down until I have, and then I make my challenge. And you're always mentally working with yourself. And like Shelly said, before you know it, you're actually doing way more than what you told yourself that you needed to be doing. It's just a matter of keeping the word to yourself, right? Yeah, that's so good, Shelly. Barb, you had something that you were talking about. Did you still want to share on that, or is that okay? Go ahead.
So this is so fitting because I was talking to a level 2 today, and we were just going through just some of the challenges she was facing about time. I mean, with all that has been going on and all of us, losing loved ones and stuff like that, time is so precious, right? And it's so fleeting and it's so short. And, she was just saying, I don't have time. I don't have time. Every time something comes up, she would say, I don't have time. Well, we all have 24 hours in a day. So here's my question to you. If you had one more hour today, what would you do? if you had all the time in the world, what would you do or what would you change? And so it is such time is so fleeting, and Sarah left us all with amazing memories. And when I was looking up in our team page about what I wanted to share about time, she had posted a post on December 2nd, 2018, and that's what came up. And I just want to read it for you guys. And yeah, maybe just in memory of her. Obviously, it was a little bit something that was on her heart as well. So it's by, I'm not sure if I know how to say her name, Alician Bronk or something like that. Anyway, it says, number one adult excuse. And that's the first thing that she says. And I was thinking, excuse? I don't have time. That's an excuse. But let's read on. Let's see. We all have said it. We all have used it as an excuse. I was challenged one day a few years ago to replace I don't have time with it's not a priority to me. When I did that, I had some major self-reflection and ha-ha moments. And I feel this so much, especially with what this post says. It says, I don't have time to eat healthy. Eating healthy isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to take my supplements. Taking supplements that build my immune system and overall health isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to go to church. Going to church isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to work out. Working out and getting a stronger body isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to work this business. Working a business that will give me time and financial freedom isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to clean the house. Having a clean home isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to read a book. Reading and growing my knowledge isn't a priority to me. I don't have time to cook dinner. Cooking a healthy meal and sitting at the table with my family isn't a priority to me. I don't have time is an excuse, period. And as harsh as that may seem, we all get the same 24 hours a day, the same as the president, the same as, Oprah or whoever you look up to, maybe the moms who have 12 kids, pastors, Beyonce, you decide what's priority in your life. So if you take tomorrow and maybe you take 2 minutes in the morning and you write down 3 things that are priority in your life, and to take those things priority, that means that other things will not be of priority. And it's so important. And a lot of this ties into, people pleasing, taking on too much. We're all balancing all these plates. And, if you visualize that, you're balancing all these plates in the air. Well, sometime or other, some plates fall, and you have to be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, then you have to reprioritize the importance of each plate and which one is more important. So I guess, prioritizing our life, getting really, how would you say, look at yourself, yourself in the mirror and say, what is priority? How do I want to, use my time wisely, and yeah, go from here. So I hope that's an encouragement.
That totally is. That is so good. Such a good reminder, right, of what truly matters. Truly matters. If you were on last week's Tuesday night training that Amber did on, gosh, I forgot what it was called. Slow Growth SOS. If you're growing slower, and this is not technically for the new people, but for those of you that have been here longer, if you're growing slower than what you would have liked to, after listening to a story such as Hannah's, and we wonder, what do I do? Like, there's got to be something more. Am I missing something? We ask all the same questions. I promise you, everyone asks the same questions, right? Her training last week was incredible. If you have not taken the time to sit and go through the questions, I highly encourage you to do those. I'm going to share the questions before we start the IPA section of our call tonight. And I have found that when I use these kinds of questions and I really, like Barb just said, get clear on where we are, it helps you so much on where you want to go. First, you have to know where you are, right? Okay, so we're going to use the same questions, and I'm just briefly going to go over a couple of points, and then we'll get started on the IPA section, or yeah, our power hour section. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the least and 5 being the most, how good are you at? So these are the questions. We're going to start with, how good are you at starting new conversations? You can write these down for yourself. You yourself know exactly where you are. You know which of these points you are good at or you need more work on, right? We're very aware of where we're at, and mentally, we're also really good at avoiding some of the things that we don't want to do. We're going to fill that spot of time with something else because why? Barb just said it. It's not a priority. And sometimes we need exactly those spots to be priority in order to position our business into the next level of growth, right? So how good are you at making new offers? From 1 to 5. How is your follow-up? How often do you offer the business? How much do you love the process of building this business? How important or urgent is your goal? And then the last one, if someone watched what you did today, would they believe that you are serious? That one sat with me for a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go over several small points and get rid of my cat again. Bye. Just for triggering our thoughts a little bit before we start our power hour. So first of all, let's clear the air on this. There is no blame, shame, or guilt in rating yourself on these questions. Okay, I'm going to pop the questions into the chat yet so that you can go over them more as you're working. But that in itself is going to stop you. It's going to paralyze you if you blame, shame, or guilt yourself. Do not, should, could, all the things. Start where you are, just make it a fact. It is no different than saying, I'm sitting at 305 Pinnacle Loop. That's a fact. This is where I am. You are deciding where you are at, right? And so explore the feelings of why you think that you should be feeling guilt or shame or blame, right? All the things matter. Just explore why, that you understand of where you're at, that it's not a hindrance anymore. Remove that objection. The more that we're going to be removing the objections, the clearer you are of where you're going. And then gain clarity on where you are so you know where you want to go, right? And so we're basically grading ourselves so that we know of where we need to improve and what we need to improve. That again is gaining clarity. So one question that came out to me was, do you follow up on people that have had business interest? Sometimes we're scared of a yes. We're asking all the questions. We're putting the ask out there, but are we scared of a yes? These Monday night and Thursday night meetings that Plexus is doing for us is the absolute perfect safety net that you can propel your people into. You don't need to be the professional in anything, right? So you're doing the asking, and then your funnel sends them to that Monday night opportunity meeting. I just got off of that call before we started this one. It is so well done, so short and simple, and explains Plexus better than what you will ever be able to, than I will ever be able to, because it's done in such a good system. And so this piece I really liked, where Amber talked about social media only backs up of what you are already doing in your DMs. And so if you're forever posting, but you're not actually having conversations in your DMs and talking to people, your social media is going to be quite bland. It might not gain the attraction that you want to see on your influence, because your DMs aren't actually the solidifying evidence in the background that you're actually talking to people. I loved what she said, what Hannah did. She basically messaged people on Instagram and said, hey, are you also trying to grow your network? I'm here doing this and this. Have you heard about that? We're all here for common ground, right? Find people that are here for common ground. And then this is a large part about how you get to share of what you're excited about, right? And the why behind it. And so how does the emotion of your story carry over into what you're excited about of what is going to happen? So if we put up walls and we're very careful on how we're sharing, and we don't attach our emotion to our story, other people aren't going to tap into it. There's too much noise in the world. You have to be able to be clear and precise and stop people that they actually see what you're doing, that they actually want to open your message. I loved what Amber said, that people that ghost you is just another opportunity to follow up on. It doesn't mean that they're ghosting you. They're not purposely ignoring them. We're not catching them with what really matters to them, right? So use your passion, because passion is going to trump any facts or information or anything. Use your passion and use voice messages. It is so, so good to use voice messages. People hear your tone, and we all know messages and texting and whatever do not carry tone. And how often do you not have to explain yourself after you have texted someone and say, no, you took that the wrong way. I didn't mean it that way. Like, this is actually what I mean, because tone isn't involved, right? And so when they can hear how you're talking to them, they might listen and may not even respond, but they know your heart. They can hear that, right? And your goal is not just customers, right? How many people can you also help to make some extra money? And that's the beauty of this business model. Back to Hannah's story again. She had told Trisha at the beginning of the month that she wanted to go Emerald, and Trisha said, okay, I have no idea how you're going to make that happen, but well, let's see, right? And Hannah had said, I'm going to help as many people as I can to earn some extra money. People want to make money. People want to make money. Do not feel bad to offer them an opportunity to make money. That is your leverage. Okay, where do you share about your business, and how do you show it so others identify with you? So the one that regularly posts and talks about the business, talks about the opportunity, talks about what this company and the products can do, the person that is posting regularly will be layering responses onto other people. Or are you sharing something twice a month maybe, and just randomly, and your market is not actually seeing it? Maybe they missed the one time that you shared about the business. Maybe Facebook and the algorithms didn't show it to them that day, or they weren't on Facebook. Okay, so write down 3 main reasons of why you do this business, and then share those on repeat. Because people are going to tap into your reason why much sooner than they will to hear just random stories or see your post once or twice. If they keep hearing your reasons why, they're going to start seeing, oh yeah, she's talking about that again. Again is good. Again is good. And so this last question, this one, sorry, it's not my last one. It's almost my last one. This one really, I sat with this one a little bit because I've been here so long. And so I had to like kind of reflect a little bit. It's always important to see what you're putting out there. But this one got me. Would you join you? Would you join you? And so next part of this question, if you wanted to go Emerald by the end of the year, would you join you? Is the confidence there that others can attach themselves to and say, I want to come do what you do? That one challenged me. That one challenged me because it's easy for us to get mediocre. It's easy for us to step back a bit. It's easy for us to be really consistent for a while, right? Or change up our messages. And so back again to this question, how much do you love the process of growth and doing what we do in this business? We have to learn to love what we do, because that in itself is going to get you up in the morning and you will be thinking of people that you're having conversations with. You will be easily reaching out to other people to the point where the points are the side glance, because that's your guideline. The points in your back office, that's your guideline to where you're going. Those are your GPS points of telling you you're on the right path, right? Are you excited to do what it takes to get there? And that can be a very good reflection, because if you're not, there's something that you're stumbling on. There's something that is holding you back, or there's some lies in your mind that you may be repeating that maybe need to be given some truth. How important or urgent do you feel are you about hitting your next goal? And I don't want your next goal to be, hey, I want to earn the iPad this month. That's awesome. But if you're a senior gold, or if you are, working towards those goals, how important or urgent do you feel? And I'm going to put this in there. It doesn't apply to Sheila, but the rest of you, it would. How important or urgent do you feel and are excited about hitting Emerald? Where would that take you? What level of urgency do you have to get there? And how important is that to you? And the one thing that she talked about in this training is we can easily settle for good, but not for great. So maybe we're being okay with the good. Maybe we're telling ourselves, this is good enough. I've done quite a bit, I've got some good people. Are you settling for that, or are you going for the great? I have amazing people. These people have goals and they're going places with me. That would be along the lines of great, right? So if it doesn't feel that important to you, is it because you are swapping the good enough for the great? Let's not be mediocre, because then that downgrades the people that have come to you. It downgrades their goals to mediocre too. Write out what you won't get if we don't achieve our goals. What are you missing out on? That would be a hard one to do. Writing out on what you would actually miss out on if you're not achieving your goals. Okay, it is quite a bit over 8. I'm going to let Sheila take over from here. We're going to ruminate a little bit on those points, and then we can start our power hour and work through some of those. I'm going to pop the questions into the chat there too.
100% keep those floating around in your head when we are talking about who we're going to reach out to, because that motivates you to reach out to one person. And then doing that one will get you to do one more, like Shelly said. And it's not just all or nothing. It's like every step, and then just do one more. Just do one more. And I use this mindset for everything, even in my house. Like, I'm gonna quickly do that chore, and then I'll quickly do one more thing before I sit down. It can be a little bit of a problem for me sometimes, but it's the same concept. It's the same concept. Mom, we talked about that chat event on Wednesday. Is that something you were still doing?
I have not posted that, but yes, I'm going to go grab that out of the graphics group. Wednesday night, we're going to do a messenger chat event.
Okay, so that's what
It's
we're
a
going to
wellness, it's just a wellness event. You can either choose that one or the one for Thursday for the products.
That's what we're going to focus on tonight is we are going to work on inviting tonight. This is Magic Week, and honestly, this is the week of the month when people are ready to commit. It just, I don't know why. Maybe everybody thinks, oh, 1st of April, fresh start. I'm going to make a decision before that comes because I want to make a fresh start. It's almost like a little January 1st every month. I don't know. I think it's like a subconscious thing that people do. The last week of the month is when people just commit. It is. And so we're going to focus tonight on inviting people to the Wednesday night wellness event. You do not need to have all the details. You do not need to know all the things. It doesn't matter. You don't need to have a graphic. You don't need none of that. I had two people tonight at the opportunity call, and I literally sent them the link. I didn't even tell them who was going to be on there. I didn't send them a graphic. I sent them nothing. I said, this would answer a lot of your questions. Here you go. And they both showed up and they both loved it. So you don't need to know everything. You don't. That is a lie. The best thing that you can do is action. So we're going to either you're going to invite to the Wednesday night wellness event, which is going to be a chat event. And how you can do this is go back to all your past potentials, people that you have talked to. If you have not written them down, scroll back in your messenger. Go back to your IPA sheets. There will be people that have fallen through the cracks. It happens. It does. Go back and find those people. And then you message them and you say, hey, we're having an event Wednesday night that is all about wellness and how Plexus can help you support your wellness. I'd love to have you as my special guest. I will always tell people that they are my special guest because they are. It means a lot to me when they show up. Would this be something that you would be open to? And I like using that line. Would this be something that you would be open to? Because people do not like to think that they would be closed off to something. No, I am open-minded. I'm very open-minded. People don't like to think that they're closed-minded. So if you're asking them if they're open-minded, very often they're more likely to say yes, in my experience. Would this be something that you would be open to? So that is Wednesday. Thursday, why I love inviting people to Thursday is because sometimes people don't respond. But the thing is, there's always next Thursday. And they think if I just don't respond, there will be nothing. And I'm like, no, there's always another Thursday. I will be the crazy lady in the corner that invites you again. Sometimes it's like that. And so if I invite them and they get busy or they don't answer right away or um, all of those things, I'm like, don't worry. This happens every Thursday. What Thursday this month works best for you? Sometimes I'm also like, you know what? People are crazy to sign up with me because I'm a little crazy. And if that's what they get, then I don't know. But that's what we're going to do tonight. So Wednesday night, wellness chat event. Thursday night, meet Plexus. So these are both amazing events. And so this is what we're going to invite to. If you have somebody that maybe doesn't respond very quickly, invite them to the Thursday night event because there's always another one coming. And you can like pre-plan it and be like, do you know what? These events happen every Thursday night and they are always recorded on the same link. Makes things very, very simple. So we're going to play some music for the next like 10 minutes and then we'll come back and see how things are going. And I can't wait to hear how your messages went. And if you have any questions or anything, put them in the chat. And Mom already put the list in there for us to ruminate on.
This goes out to every outcast, to the just don't quite fit in. Every wrong way, runaway rebel, so ashamed of where you've been. This goes out to every searcher, trying to fill that empty space. Well, your searching days are over now, everything's about to change. Come on down to the living water, waves of mercy washing over you. No more strangers, only sons and daughters. Come down to the living water and rise up new. Have you heard about a man named Jesus? He's the way, the truth, the life. Stretched out his arms on a rugged cross and paid every sinner's price. So when you're tired of all your running, you don't have to run no more. You can leave it all behind you. Just believe and be reborn. Come on down to the living water, waves of mercy washing over you. No more strangers, only sons and daughters. Come down to the living water and rise up new. Oh, this is your invitation. Oh, no more lost and alone. Oh, this is your invitation. Hear your Father say it. Welcome home. See that cross up on the steeple. Hear that sweet forgiveness song. Come and join the Jesus people. This is where your heart belongs. Come on down to the living water, waves of mercy washing over you. No more strangers, only sons and daughters. Come down to the living water and rise up new. Come down to the living water and rise up new. Come down to the living water and rise up new.
This is the story of a runaway with no way home and no way out. I threw the best of me away. I had my chance, it's too late now. Too far gone and too ashamed to think that you'd still know my name. But love refused to let my story end that way. You didn't wait for me to find my way to you. I couldn't cross that distance, even if I wanted to. You came running after me when anybody else would have turned and left me at my worst. Love moved first. What kind of grace, relentless grace, would chase this rebel down? Crawl into this prisoner's cage, take my hand and pull me out. You knew I couldn't make the change, so you became the change in me. And now I live to tell the story of the God who rescues. You didn't wait for me to find my way to you. I couldn't cross that distance, even if I wanted cross is the proof that love made the first move. But you didn't wait for me to find my way to you. I couldn't cross that distance, even if I wanted to. You came running after me when anybody else would have turned and left me at my worst. Love moved first. Oh, oh. Love moved first. Grandma used to pray out loud by your bed every night. To me it sounded like mumbling, like she was out of her mind. She said, boy, this kind of praying is what saved my life. You ought to try it sometime. And now I know she was right. She was talking to Jesus. She was talking to Jesus. And she'd been talking to Jesus for all of her life. Mama used to drag me to church Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. Khaki pants and a polo shirt. Boy, I put up a fight. She said, son, one day you'll thank me for having God in your life. And yeah, I know she was right. Yeah, my mama was right, 'cause now I'm talking to Jesus. She got me talking to Jesus. She got me talking to Jesus. Yeah, my mama was right, 'cause now I'm talking to Jesus. Yeah, I love talking to Jesus. And I'll be talking to Jesus for the rest of my life.
And 10 minutes goes by really, really fast. Really fast. Okay, I am loving seeing everybody head down busy. I feel like I'm interrupting something important. How's it going? Nodding heads. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Good, good. I love what Tira said in one of our chats. She says, I love doing IPA together. I know it makes it kind of feel like we're all sitting in my living room together, a little bit closer than us all being so far away. I agree. I love being able to do this together. Did anybody want to share one message that they sent? Maybe something that you were a little nervous about or scared about or proud of yourself for?
When I was first starting, I did a really spammy message to someone, like when I didn't really know what I was doing. We've all done that. And they popped up in my feed and it was our birthday. And I realized the message I sent 3.5 years ago was the last thing. And I just said, hey, happy birthday. I said, yeah, I've learned a lot in 3.5 years. I'm really sorry for that awful message. But anyways, hope you had a special day. I see that you have, you're married, have a family. I'm really happy for you. I'd love to hear how you end up spending your special day. So we'll see, but whatever.
I have done so many of those, and do you know what? I have never had it because honestly, I've been here for a long time, and I've grown a lot. Thank goodness. I am really grateful for how much I've grown. And looking back at some of the messages I've sent, it's like really cringy. But the one thing I've noticed is people are not going to hate on your game. Every time I have gone back to somebody and been like, yeah, so I've learned a lot since I sent you that last message, and that was definitely not my best moment. So I really hope that you can forgive me and see the growth that I've done. And they always come back and they're like, I have loved watching your journey, and like, no worries, or like it's always been positive. It's always been good. People are inspired by watching somebody simply do the thing. They just want to see somebody do the thing.
Yeah.
It's
I have
great
even,
to see
sorry.
it's great to see somebody's end results, but to see somebody like people who like share their step by step of losing weight or whatever it may be, they want to walk the road with you.
Yeah. I have even done that if I have dropped the ball on people that started products and then I didn't do well enough customer service, and I've gone back and say they have quit maybe down the road. I've gone back and said, you know what? I don't think I gave you the best support that I could have, and I apologize for that. But this isn't about me, it's about you. How about we look at what it would look like for you to restart? I know everybody has health goals. Like just be normal, be a human being. And the other piece of this is if you're thinking like, how did that Hannah girl do 30 to 40 messages a day? There's millions of people on social media all around us. It's actually not that hard. It's just a matter of layering those exposures, right? Like we go back and like Sheila said, if it's not perfect, that's totally good. Doesn't matter.
I just saw a post that said only 7% of people on Instagram are actually monetizing it. So if you're telling yourself right now that it's saturated, that's a lie. That is a lie. Only 7%. So there are so many people waiting for you to share an opportunity with them so that they can too bring home an income. Only 7%. I 100% expected that number to be higher than what it was. 100%. Alrighty, let's do like a couple more minutes and then we will call her a day.
We don't have to be anxious anymore. Our loving Lord stands with us in the storm. He clothes the field with lilies and considers us much more. We don't have to be anxious anymore. And we don't have to worry about a thing. Our Heavenly Father knows just what we need. Peter treaded water, but the Lord didn't let him sink. We don't have to worry about a thing. We know your promises are true, so we'll fix our eyes on you. Sorrows may come, but you'll be our joy with each morning. How many loaves and fish fed the crowds? And how many demons have you cast out? You said you'd never leave us, that you'd always be around. How many loaves and fish fed the crowds? Didn't you come to seek and save the lost? And for the joy ahead you didn't despise the cross. I was an enemy, but you still paid the cost. Didn't you come to seek and save the lost? We know your promises are true, so we'll fix our eyes on you. Sorrows may come, but you'll be our joy with each morning. So come all ye children, heavy and burdened, and find rest. For his yoke is easy, gentle and lowly, yes. So come find rest. Said come all ye children, heavy and burdened, and find rest. For his yoke is easy, gentle and lowly, yes. So come find rest. And live again, live again, live again. Live again, live again, live again. Live again.
Holy Spirit, living breath of God, breathe new life into my willing soul. Bring the presence of the risen Lord to renew my heart and make me whole. Cause your word to come alive in me. Give me faith for what I cannot see.
And that is 8:30. Time goes by really fast. If you're in a groove, I say keep going. Just keep going. Just do one more. Just one more. Yeah, Shelly, just one more. That's my plan. After I go for my walk, because that's my just one more. I always like to think of it as what is my next right decision? What is my next right decision? So, what is your next right decision? And then make that decision and then do it again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Barb. Thank you all for being here. Just a quick reminder, convention is 65% sold out. So if you've ever just wondered, should I go? You probably should. It's going to be amazing in Dallas, Texas. So look at that. Wednesday night wellness event will be posted really soon. I'm going to open the chat. We can start adding people and we can go from there. Have a great night, ladies. Thanks for being here.
See you.